All right, a blast off. Ben Parker of CardinalSportsReport.com on Three Rivals here with Stanford cornerbacks coach Paul Williams. So first of all, let's talk about 3 weeks in. How do you feel the cornerback unit is looking so far?
I think 3 games into it, we've been pretty solid. We're finally starting to get healthy. You know, we had some guys banged up, but I thought we've been solid for the most part.
Yeah, and one of the obviously the highlight play for your unit on Saturday was Colin Wright's interception. He mentioned you guys had kind of scouted that play. Just talk about kind of what went into that particular sequence there.
Yeah, no, it was one of their go-to plays, you know, and just based on your coverage, right? They were going to that hook, that inside hook, you know, and if you covered that inside hook, well, a lot of people weren't. Right, they were going to the guy outside, and he just did. We were in our too high coverage. He just did a good job playing high to low, reading the quarterback. You know, a lot of guys when we're in our cover 2 stuff or too high stuff, they get lost. You know, but he did a great job reading the quarterback, and when he saw him, he brought it back to the hook. Right, he just jumped it. So it was a great play. Great play, great football play.
Yeah, and kind of talk about too, just kind of in general with Colin, where have you seen the most growth in his game from last year to this year?
He's a really talented player, and I don't know. Like, I would just tell you, every day he just works on those little things. You know, he just works on completely developing his game, and the older he gets, just the more mature he gets. But he's a very talented player. So.
Yeah, and kind of talk about your upcoming matchup against Virginia, just kind of their wide receiving core. Just what are your thoughts on that unit you're going to face them against?
I think they got some good players. You know, they got 6, 7, and 11, and they're as talented a group that we're going to see all year. They can run. You know, they all can run. So it's going to be a great challenge, man. We're looking forward to it. You know, we're looking forward to getting our guys out there and competing, but they got a good group, and the quarterback's a good player too. Like, the quarterback's really good. He knows where to go with the ball, and they do a good job.
Yeah, and kind of for you guys as a defense collectively, just talk about the importance of not just getting turnovers, but scoring off turnovers. All 3 turnovers you guys had on Saturday, you guys scored a touchdown off of those. Just talk about the emphasis of that.
It's huge. You know, we always talk about just the double positive and everything, and how important turnovers are for his own defense and not committing turnovers on offense, you know, and when you can do that, right, that's a huge part of the game. And we never specifically talk about the touchdowns and stuff off of it, but just creating turnovers, you know, and getting that ball back to our offense is so important, and it's just something that we preach on every day, you know, and we preach on in practice, like, hey, we don't care how we get it, right? Let's get our 3 today, you know? So that's our daily goal. So, we're just trying to make it where it's just second nature, and we come out here and that's what we expect.
Yeah, and talk about Jordan Washington. What has he kind of brought to the unit 3 weeks in? I think he was out Saturday, but just talk about what's he kind of brought to the unit 3 weeks in the season.
He's a bit, again, we don't have a lot of older guys, so just bringing that veteran presence is always really important, you know. And he's a football kid, so he's great to have in a room. He's great to have around, you know, very positive dude. But again, he's got a good football mind, and our guys as a whole, you know, in the secondary as a whole, those guys really push each other, really competitive, right? They watch a lot of film together. So, I think it's a good unit.
Cam Richardson, what are you seeing out of him? What's he bringing so far?
He's light years from where he was last year, you know, and it's again, like, it's just a day-to-day process, you know. Hey, how can I get better today, you know? But I think he's really grown up, and he's shown energy, and like I say, we use him. He's a role guy for us, but he's really important, and like I say, we just work on getting better every day.
Same question on Brandon Nicholson, just kind of how his growth, what's he bringing?
Again, like him and Cam were freshmen last year, you know, and are they where you want them? No, but are they light years above where they were last year? Yeah, absolutely, you know, and I love those guys. Like, I think they're going to be really good players one day, but right now, they all know their role. They compete, you know, when they're in there, they go hard. They know the defense. So I mean, it's a good group, and like I say, we just preach about taking it one day at a time and getting better. And like I say, I've seen a lot of growth from last year from him and Cam, you know, and they gotta keep pushing them and keep developing.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for taking the time, Paul, and best of luck this weekend at Charlottesville.
Okay, appreciate it.